Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the NLG Show. We're gonna have to change that. Damn, I'm gonna have to update the intro video because the intro video still says Sundays at 9.
Nice.
This is not Sunday at 9 p.m. You're not on the wrong day. We're not on the wrong day either. We have moved.
Do not adjust your sets.
Do not adjust your sets. So, welcome on this Friday night. And the feeling's right. And there we go. Okay, so how's everybody doing?
Hanging in there.
Yeah?
It's Friday, weekend. Always exhausting, but at least you don't have to work.
That's right. So we will be energetic for the weekend, so that we don't have to be tired dragging ass on Sunday nights.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and unfortunately, Nathan is still having constant problems with his laptop. So today it's his camera. So, but there he is.
I don't sound like this anymore.
This is
Good
true.
to have
You
him around.
That's
do
a
not
true statement.
do not sound like a chipmunk this week. So that was.
He is still a chipmunk, but he doesn't sound like it.
We were gonna have him start singing some songs.
Well, now you can, because no one can see me do it.
So, well, how's your week been, guys? Peter, what you up to?
Well, I got the crew too, so I played it a little bit last night, way past midnight, and this afternoon or this evening a little bit. So far, so good. Game looks gorgeous in my opinion. Having a lot of fun. So,
Keep hearing good things.
yeah, it's a good bridge between now and Forza Horizon 4.
See, I find those games to complement each other. It's why I don't mind having all of them.
Oh yeah, I mean either.
You know,
I used to be more like a race game collector, but after your Dirts and your what are the other ones? I forgot the name of it. I think it starts with an S, but it was 1 and 2. Yeah, I forgot the name.
well, yeah, Sega Rally, maybe not Sega Rally, Sega GT.
That's really old school.
I'm taking you back.
Yeah, but I also played this gen. Like I was doing a little bit retro gaming.
Yes,
Very nice.
Rally Sport Challenge 2 on the OG Xbox, and got this nifty HDMI cable, which is like really excellent for hooking up your OG Xbox to HDMI.
Very
Works
nice.
extremely well.
How much was that? Because I think that's the one I saw on Amazon, and I was considering getting it.
I think it was 25. I think they go pretty quick, and then people resell them for a lot.
That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good price.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely a bad price.
well, first things first. We're gonna be upgrading on some graphics and things. So I have to buy some stuff from our good friend De Niro first. So that'll be this week, and then I'll work on getting some other stuff. I'll work on getting because I have my OG Xbox hooked up to component right now, and that is great. But I can't record anything with it with the Elgato, and I would love to be able to do some streaming of OG Xbox games that aren't yet backward compatible. So
Right.
And I got jealous watching you play.
Yeah. And Rally Sport Challenge it still is such a great game. I mean, the graphics are a little dated, but just the game itself is like a blast.
Well, sure. I mean, that was man, Dice. I would love to see Dice go back to that, but it's never going to happen.
And Phil Spencer, if you're listening, can we make this BC, please?
Yes. What I can't remember if there's any real music in it. Is there any
Yeah, there's music in it. I don't know.
Licensed music?
Probably.
That's what's holding it up.
Yeah, that's always the sticky point.
Yeah, that's what holds it up all the time. No. Well, that's cool, man. I've been frequenting that retro game store in White Marsh lately, and just looking for the OG backward compatible stuff. Even though I have an OG Xbox, the backwards compatibility allows me to still chat with my friends and have a good time and stuff like that.
Actually, you can still do that though. You just use
Yeah, but if you
audio.
don't move the controller, then it drops off.
Yeah.
So you gotta remember to move the controller.
Well, but you can do it through your phone.
That is true. You are such a smart guy.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Most of the time. Sometimes I'm not, but yeah. Just ask my wife.
No.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. What's up, Mr. Juan?
I'm exhausted, but other than that, okay. Work's been work. Not really going to get into that, I suppose. But gaming-wise, it's been interesting. Been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves with the boys and solo, and enjoying that quite a bit. I have both the Admiral and the Grand Admiral hull and sails for my ship now, and the figurehead, so I can change up my look like that, and I love that. And I have like no money in the game. What else? Nier Automata. I've been got into that a little bit. I haven't gotten deep into it yet, but it's pretty sweet. It's not too bad. Very Japanese, so you have to be ready for that. But yeah, it's all right. I dig it so far. The gameplay and camera work are really the best part, I think. The story, it's a little soon for me to say because apparently there's a lot of like second and third kind of acts of replay on this, like New Game Plus almost. So I've got a lot to see yet, but I am interested to see where it goes. I've got a qualm with the story already, but I don't really want to get too deep into it before I see more. But yeah, it's definitely worthwhile if you got Xbox and you are into keen supporting the Japanese games on there. This is a good opportunity.
Yeah, I watch some gameplay. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it, but I think it's a little hard to, if you don't actually get the controls yourself. Because it seems like a lot of weird stuff is going on, and you don't know what it is, and then you have that sidekick and this and that.
Yeah, it's less complicated than it looks.
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me a little bit of Ninja Gaiden, because in Ninja Gaiden Ninja Gaiden Black, you can't. There are enemies that you can't stop their attacks. You have to dodge them. There's no like stunning them, and you can't also. I'm fairly certain you can't cancel out of animations. Like in God of War, you could be doing something and cancel out of that animation to do something else, so that it feels smooth. But just like in Ninja Gaiden Black, I don't think you can actually do that in Nier, and it leaves you open. So that if you're playing just button mash, you're going to get hit because you're going to be locked in an animation when they swing. So it's pretty decent. Graphically good, soundtrack's good. The first like 40 minutes of the game you can't save or anything, but it runs pretty quick, and it's brilliant because you see all these different facets of gameplay. They did a really good job of like kind of throwing the kitchen sink at you, along with a huge looking spectacular type boss. All in the first 40 minutes, so that it can review very well and get you into it and all that. So yeah, I'll have to see where it ends up, but so far it's pretty solid.
Yeah, I might pick it up once it's on sale.
Or Game Pass.
Or Game Pass.
Right.
I mean, I download all the Game Pass games. I mean, I have
All
that
of
8
them?
terabyte drive, so I downloaded all of them.
Good God, man.
I thought
yeah.
you never know.
It looks like it's going to be a pretty good month for Game Pass too.
Oh yeah.
I'm very excited about Dirt.
Well, yeah, I'll
I've-
bring that up. Yeah, we'll get into that because I've got
Fair enough.
the graphic for it.
There you go.
Finally. So we got games to talk about. This is actually going to be, once we get rolling in a minute or two, this is actually going to be a kind of short show. We don't have a whole lot to talk about. It's been kind of a light week. So
And thanks for watching. This was the NLG.
Right.
so I might get us out of here at 11 if we play our
Same.
cards right.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but not before saying hi to Nathan. Nathan, what's going on, man?
Hi, guys.
Very nice.
R.
Arr. It's not. So
I drank too much grog.
You know what's really funny? So I was at Scout Camp this week, and the theme for Scout Camp was pirates.
Nice.
So, all the dens had little pirate names and that kind of thing. So, to answer Coop's question, since he had just joined us, Nate's computer is it needs help.
Needs an exorcism.
It does. It needs something.
It
So
hasn't
his
shut
camera-
off again, so I got that going for me.
So that's true. You just can't get your camera working. So his
Yeah.
camera's not working, but at least he's here. This is a step up from the last couple weeks.
And
At
I
least
don't
he's
sound
here.
like a
And he doesn't
chip.
sound like a chipmunk, right?
Hmm.
We don't have him singing the Christmas song. No. So, but what have you been up to, Nate?
I've been getting seasick a lot. I mean, I've been playing the crap out of that.
You have been grinding a lot.
140 now.
Good God.
I'm trying to get there so I can help everybody out.
Getting close,
Yeah,
ish.
Because then I just
Yeah.
dropped it off to all you guys. Like,
I
Did
hey,
you get any commendation levels?
no, I have not bought any combination level.
You
I'm
should.
trying to wait, like HGK said, like maybe I'll do it to 49 to 50, but I don't really want to spend it on that.
They're very controversial on the forums. There are some pirate legends who are not too pleased that somebody can buy.
Well, cough, cough. I want to know the ratio of PC Legends to
I hear
Xbox.
that.
Yeah, me too.
But this has been a problem, guys. This has been a semi-large problem.
Yeah.
Peter, you've been all over this.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Doomhammer. Sorry.
Whoa.
I know.
Yeah,
a
welcome.
rare
welcome, Doom.
Doomhammer sighting.
Nice.
See,
I'm
Friday works for him.
Friday worked
night.
for him. All right, I'm sorry, Peter. Go on. You have actually been on the forefront of this PC cheating thing.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like each time when you have like a group of PC players, I mean it's like 90% are cheaters, unless they're like two of them. Then they're actually playing the game. I mean we've Nate and I we've met some PC players and they're decent people and we'll get along and we play together. But most of the time it's like my goodness, one-shotting, boats going faster than anybody else, cannons that are like going crazy, like they're filling holes like, you make it a Swiss cheese and you blow it up with 4 barrels and not even a dent.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy sometimes.
That's crazy.
And all the talk about crossplay, cross progression I think is a great idea, and crossplay can be fun, but I think there could be an optional element to it.
Yeah,
because,
I wish there was definitely a switch, like
Well, it's I've come across solo and with teams, PC players in Sea of Thieves, and it's just evident. It's immediately evident, which is which.
right.
Just by how they move and how they play, and they have an advantage. There's just no two ways about it.
Yeah, like dropping the anchor. We have to hold that button for 2 seconds before we finally drop that anchor.
Right.
And they're like, look at the anchor, and the anchor is going, and they run by. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, no, it's there's some balancing that needs to be addressed. But I mean, we hold our own. I've done plenty fine with legit, versus legitimate PC players.
Oh yeah.
And, but yeah, it's also very evident when someone is just blatantly cheating as well.
Well, the funny part is, when you see people cheating and they still can't play the game.
Yeah.
So you still,
Yeah.
give them the runarounds. But it's like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's some pretty upset dudes, some pretty upset pirate legends about the purchasing of levels via in-game earnings. I mean, it's not microtransactions, just to be clear, but
Right.
yeah,
But still, it's like you can't buy that many levels.
no, you can't.
It's not that you have like a million coin and like you can level up from level 10 to pirate legend status. It's not gonna happen.
Right.
Nope.
No. Well, maybe I like the idea of maybe a switch or a checkbox that says, "Please don't put me with PC players ever."
Right.
So
Exactly.
you know what? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why Microsoft, though, thinking about this. So one of the, and I don't think this is a rumor. I think this is more just going to happen, um, uh, but not yet fully announced. But of course, we're hearing that Microsoft and Razer have a new
Oh, yeah.
partnership to build an ultimate keyboard mouse solution for the Xbox One, and I'm wondering if that is built to, if that's kind of an answer to that question of crossplay. So, like, if you're going to engage in, say Fortnite or something, knowing that there's crossplay, maybe that gives you, a level playing field, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that would still a sucky band-aid,
Well,
my opinion.
it wouldn't be a band-aid. It would be mouse and keyboard versus mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, but now we have to make sure that the keyboard works the same on PC as on the Xbox in responsiveness and
I don't know if Razer's making it. I'm thinking that might.
But the thing is, like, why does it take 2 seconds for me to drop an anchor and in PC it's like,
Well, that's a whole different thing. That's
little
modding.
thing.
That's
modding.
in the game.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, if I get that Razer keyboard, do I still have to, hit that? I forgot what key it is, T or whatever. Do I still have to hold that thing for 2 seconds, or am I on same playing field as with actual PC players?
Well, and I wonder if some of that is the ability to program the keyboard to do things. Maybe some of that.
Yeah, could be macros and other
Macros
stuff.
and stuff like that. So it can at least level the playing field a little bit. We're right now it's a report. We're
Right.
not, there's nothing concrete yet, and there's no product yet. But I think, I think that is the idea, and perhaps, and we'll use. I found this. I love being able to do this. Windows Central posted this, which they say they got from Microsoft, and that is balancing, game balancing with multiplayer. Presence of mouse keyboard can be queried. Keyboard mouse versus gamepad should be monitored throughout gameplay, and then highly suggested usage that mouse and keyboard be used as part of the matchmaking rules. So.
Sure.
That would also, because one of the questions that would come up would be, well, what happens if you have Xbox One players against other Xbox One players and they have mouse and keyboard? So, you get by that as well. And I remember, I remember for the Dreamcast, because I had a mouse and keyboard for the Dreamcast playing Quake 3 Arena, and it wasn't even fair. Like, I felt so bad, kinda, sorta, not really, but I mean, there was no defeating me, because the poor guys with controllers just couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect of it that may be running in Sea of Thieves that may also have implications with macros as well as mods. So now you start getting into other games that, as we're going to start talking about crossplay, this is going to kind of become important. So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe a Razer branded keyboard and mouse or some other solution would be something that would at least give you some leveling of the playing field. That's kind of what I'm going at.
Yeah, certain games really lend themselves for mouse.
Yeah. I mean,
like City Skylines,
Right.
I don't
building
think
stuff, or maybe even Halo Wars.
Yep.
It's
Halo. Yeah.
Certain games, they just work better with a mouse. But
Diablo.
Diablo.
What's that?
But
What's that
you know when
Diablo
I
Forge thing?
I don't know if Diablo is necessarily one. I didn't have a problem with Diablo.
no, I mean
Path of Exile.
But it doesn't play,
the thing is like for certain
advanced-
things like inventory management and stuff with a mouse is so much easier.
Yeah.
Like including like the Division. You know, I played it on PC. First of all, aiming, you know, it's very precise. And then also like inventory management, it's just easier to use a mouse and quickly, you know. Same thing with like PUBG or Arma, you know, just inventory management and picking up stuff.
True, very true. So I mean, so this is something that's going to be ongoing as we start looking towards the future. I have not heard or seen anything specific yet, but this is something that could be looking in the fall.
Yeah.
I did.
Are they going to have a rule same with headsets? You know, if you want to have them wireless chat, they have to be Xbox only headsets.
Well, that's why. Right.
So this is a keyboard that's only Xbox
Right.
keyboards and
right.
mice, and other ones are not supported. Or are we going to support everything with a USB?
Well, remember that the Xbox One is really built on the same platform as Windows 10, so
Yeah. But who knows? You know what I want them to support? Let me pick it up.
Lay it on me. Oh, the Stream Deck.
Stream Deck.
yeah.
That looks cool.
Like it would be cool, you know, have a button for, you know, party chat, game chat, you name it. Record this. Take
That
a
would be
screenshot.
cool. That would be cool. That would be cool. Speaking of that, Elgato was bought.
Yes.
Yeah. Corsair.
By Corsair.
Yeah, Corsair. I wonder how that's gonna work. I'm sure Elgato. I mean, that's such a popular brand of streaming devices. I can't imagine that Corsair is going to change anything.
No, probably not.
So, but yeah, just a little side. So yeah, see, I agree with Doom. I think Diablo plays fine on the console. I don't have an issue. I haven't had an issue with that, and I ran through Diablo 3 and did not.
When we're talking about Diablo 3, when you're saying that, I'm thinking more of, I never played Diablo 3. I only played 1 and 2, played the hell out of 2. So when I think Diablo,
Okay.
I think...
I got you. 2 and 3 weren't that far apart. Sort of that isometric third person hack and slash.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like a Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance kind of game, which played wonderfully on console. That's a game I got to go back and find for the for the OG Xbox. That was a great title. So anyway, that's what's going on there. So that kind of bleeds us into one of our main topics of the night, and that is going back to this crossplay thing. And I want to approach it like this. So as we have gone past E3 and we've gone through the Fortnite thing with the PS4 not being able to cross-play with the Xbox and the Switch, and the Epic your Epic account not even moving over. We've gotten a number of different quotes from Sean Layden. The latest one, I think you'll like this one. So here's the latest one. So Eurogamer asked if, isn't this something that you really want to do for your PS4 gamers? They're asking for it. Don't you want to give it to them? And he said, we're hearing it. We're looking at a lot of possibilities. But you can imagine that the circumstances that affect a lot more than just one game. I'm confident we'll get to a solution which will be understood and accepted by our gaming community, while at the same time, here's the money shot. Supporting our business.
Right.
So Peter, you said something.
Yeah,
You
it's
said
like you
something
being. Yeah,
in the
I said
Discord.
like it's like being chased by wolves, and you just throw them a bone, and hopefully it will scatter away and keep busy for a while.
Right.
Right.
Well, but there was something else that you said that is exactly why Sony is taking this stance that, hey guys, we're not doing it. Sorry, it's just not happening. We have our gamers. We want to keep our gamers with our gamers. And something you said was exactly the reason that they want to keep themselves segregated from cross playing with other consoles. And that is, you said, um, if that happens, it's third part, all third party through Xbox, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So all your third party games will be bought through the Xbox because you can cross play with PlayStation fans, and Nintendo Switch fans and PC fans. So in essence, Sony has the potential of losing your business on third party revenue, which could drop third party revenue, which could put them in an interesting situation with third parties. That is something they have to deal with. They have to think about. Um, and I understand. Believe it or not, I understand that. I guess the question I want to ask all of you guys is this a thing? Does this matter? Does it, in the grand scheme of things, does this really matter? Is this such a big issue that, as I have actually read in some places, that this could completely tip the scales of the console war? I mean, I've honest to God heard this not from Twitter, from actual, you know how I feel about game journalists, from actual game journalists that
Right.
weren't Sam Tolbert and Nick from Nick Downey from Inner Circle. So I I want to hear from you guys, and of course the chat room. I want to hear from the chat room. Does this really matter, and does this really sway anything for you, Peter?
Personally, no. And I think in the grand scheme, it doesn't. I mean, something new comes on, and PlayStation comes out with a new first party game, and everybody's like forgotten all about this crossplay shenanigans. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Juan?
Pretty much took the word right out of my mouth. This matters until Spider-Man hits, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, given a long enough timetable, it could matter. Like, that whole tip in the scale saying, like, if they're still doing this, come into the next generation or whatever, even though I hate talking about anything next gen right now, then yeah, it matters. If they continue to be protectionist over consumer choice, it will matter eventually. Right now, it's good headline fodder. It's they certainly don't need it. Like I said, and like Peter said, and I totally agree. As soon as Spider-Man comes out, that whole talk is gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
And
Nate,
maybe that's why Sony's message is like, here's a bone,
yeah, we could
see
figure
you
it
in
out.
November or whenever Spider-Man comes out.
Well, and real quick, and then I'll get to Nate. This is what is also so let me look it up. Let me make sure that wasn't a joke or anything like that. Let me make sure this thing was real. Yeah, so I think this thing was real. For all the hemming and hawing and all the hand wringing and Epic saying, "Well, this is not our fault. It's there's nothing we can do about it, and you're gonna have to ask Sony, and woe is
Yeah,
the community."
I think that's bull.
Right? You know why? Because of
I mean,
this.
right.
Because this was leaked. Now this is European. I don't know if there's going to be a U.S. version, but this was leaked not long after that. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, you get the whole bunch of you are full of shit.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much.
exactly.
Although that kind of thing would have been worked out some time ago, to be fair.
Well, I agree, but it's like it's like Epic trying to score points, knowing that it's already doing something else. Doing something that's opposite of what they're trying to score points on. I mean, it's just
Well, this is like when Team Ninja, said, "Well, we're not going to bring the Beach Volleyball 3 game to the West because we don't want to have to deal with offended social justice warriors." When really, economically, it didn't make sense for them to bring it, and they can kind of pass it off on they've been bullied or afraid of controversy as a reason to not do it. But those games don't sell, so in the West really. So that's probably more likely the reason.
sure that makes sense. So, Nate, does this matter to you at all? I mean, you play a lot of multiplayer games. Does
I
this
just don't
matter?
like the way they're doing it.
The way
Come
who's
out and
doing it?
say, just PlayStation. Just come out and say the real reason. Don't beat around the bush.
Yeah, just say, we don't believe in it.
Right.
Or we don't want it.
Right.
Bam.
But they do have a
Or
habit of
like, it doesn't make me money. Bam.
right there. You go. Well, and I mean, to be fair, going back to his latest thing, while at the same time,
Yeah, but
supporting their
most people read the first 2 lines and that's it.
True, very true.
That's it. We're looking at a lot of possibilities. Bam. Oh, they're gonna do it. Yay.
Right.
True.
Here it comes. Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Right. So,
So,
it's for all the talk of how protected Microsoft was last generation. It's the same thing this generation. And it's not just with crossplay. They're still being difficult when it comes to mods. I read an interview with Todd Howard, about crossplay with like Fallout 76, and it's the same thing. It's like, well, we'd love to do crossplay with Fallout 76, but Sony's not being helpful. But they did the same thing with them with mods. They didn't want certain mods, they want certain this and that. They're protecting themselves, and this is their choice. I don't know that this. I don't know that this even matters to the gaming public at large.
I don't think it does because when you look at and this might irritate some people, so turn your headset off if you're easily offended. But gamers don't want choice. It's over this past generation of console, I've just come to the conclusion that gamers feel like they don't want choice. Like Microsoft has offered a ton of choice. You can play your games where you want. You can, and that's the number one thing that they now. Like the number one thing that they're busted for at this point is you're not forced to buy it. That's right. You don't have to buy that hardware. That's the number one complaint from people who are either detractors or fans who are upset that they're not competitive enough in the console war or whatever. That whole side of the Xbox fan base, they're upset because they don't care if we buy an Xbox. That's the worst. That's their big crime is that they're offering you the choice, and everyone and somehow Sony is praised because if you want to play their first party stuff, you have to buy their hardware, and that's such a great thing for the consumer. No, it is not. It's good for Sony. It's great for Sony, and it's smart. I'm not saying it's evil. I'm not saying it's bad. It's business, but they're just not offering you that choice. All the games that are on PS4 at the start of the generation, the best games, the best graphics, is that they would be better on better hardware. They would be better on PC, presumably, but you're not given that choice. And gamers are cool with that. They don't want the choice for some reason. And when Microsoft gives the choice, it's a bad thing. It's so bizarre.
Well, to them, right, you're right. It means that Microsoft is getting out of making Xboxes. I mean, that's the thing here is that, well, that means oh, you license yourself to a doll. That means you're not making games or
Oh
consoles
yeah, that
anymore.
was that was
Yeah.
that's the
I,
dumbest.
yeah,
I blocked so many people who are like being such a
it was the stupidest thing.
stupidest thing.
Stupidest thing.
Heard a lot of crazy stuff in the past few months about investment in Xbox or in a console or in something. Someone tried to tell me that by buying a $500 Xbox One X, I'm a shareholder. Nope, that's not how that works at all.
No.
So it's just a weirdness. I think I don't know if it has to do with years and years of marketing and kind of being brainwashed by it or something, but the idea that, like I said, the number one complaint, like, of course, you still hear from some people saying the whole no games argument or whatever, right? But everyone knows it's all BS on all sides. There is no such thing as a platform at this point that has no games. So what complaints would you have if you're a detractor of Xbox? First party studios, which they're working on, power, which they fixed, consumer practices, which they've completely turned the ship around. I mean, nobody is more consumer friendly than Microsoft right now. So what's the complaint that's left? Well, they're not making me buy one. I don't have to buy one, so therefore I'm not going to, or whatever.
Yeah, I'll never get it. That's the one that I don't get. And I'm good with getting a PS4 if I want to play PS4 games. I have a PS4. I got a PS4 to play PS4 games. But I got an Xbox to play Xbox games. I don't care if they're on PC or not. I didn't.
Mhm.
I don't. I'm not going out and buying a rig and putting together a PC and hooking it up to my television. I'm just not doing that.
Nope.
I don't have the desire to do that. I
Been
could
there,
if-
done it.
Right, me too. I could if I want. I don't want. That's just it.
Right.
And the people, it's really funny because the only issue I have, if you want to do that, that's all well and good. If your stance is Microsoft didn't give me a reason to buy an Xbox because I have a good PC and I can play these on PC, I've said from the get, Microsoft doesn't care. They get your money anyway. If you buy Forza and you're playing it on PC,
Right.
you're still buying Forza. That's
Right.
that's where they make their money. They make their money on software sales. They don't care. They want to put their game out to a larger base. The next thing that came up was when Phil said, we're going to be doing, eventually streaming to every device.
Mhm.
Well, that automatically became, that's it. Microsoft's going to put out an app on the PS4. No more Xbox. Oh, come on. They're talking about mobile.
Yeah.
Right?
They're talking about being able to play this stuff on your PC at your office. Like, by the way, that's been one of my complaints because you can do that right now with your PlayStation. The PlayStation app. I've got a video on our YouTube channel on it, and it works fantastically. Believe it or not, it's the one piece that Microsoft's been missing with their remote
The Xbox
play.
app is yeesh.
Yeah.
It is the
Can,
remote.
can you
play-
imagine having that Xbox app on your Switch? I'll be all for it.
Yeah, but the wouldn't that be funny? That would be the ultimate fu. Is that Microsoft said, you know what? Come on over. We'll be that. There it is. That's the 2019. That's gonna be your big thing. Sony's gonna come out and announce the PS5. Phil Spencer's gonna come out with Reggie on Nintendo's stage and say, now you can play your Xbox games on the go.
Right.
Wouldn't that just blow everyone to shreds?
It would be a megaton.
That would be...
But what about if Nintendo was using, Xbox Live the achievements, party chat, the whole 9 yards. Even if
And
it's branded,
Switch owners want achievements. Some of them might say they
Yeah.
don't, but Switch owners want achievements or some kind of achievement-like system.
Right. I mean, can you imagine? They could.
Yep.
I still don't think Nintendo is a competitor with Microsoft.
They don't
They
believe
complement each other.
I don't believe they think they are. Not anymore.
No.
I think they did up until the Wii U. I
Mhm.
think after the Wii U, they were like, you know what? We still march to the beat of our own drummer. And you know what? Microsoft could have done a couple of things. They could have taken Minecraft and pulled it away from everybody. Fastback said in the chat, and it's right there in the middle, had Sony bought Minecraft, it would be on everything except Xbox. Minecraft is on the PlayStation, will continue to be on the PlayStation, will continue to be on any platform that Microsoft wants to put it on.
Here's another thing: software sales. You mentioned it before. There's
Exactly.
70 plus million PlayStations out there.
That get Minecraft.
That get Minecraft.
Nintendo got Minecraft. Nintendo gets to the games that. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought just for a second. I meant to say, Microsoft also did not pull. So they bought Compulsion Games, who's making We Happy Few. They didn't all of a sudden say, you know what, we're only going to release We Happy Few on the Xbox now. No, they're gonna allow We Happy Few to finish its development and release for Xbox, PC, PlayStation 4. This is what Microsoft's doing at this point, and that's whether it's still it's noble whether or not it does anything in the long run. Now, the thing that may kick this up, EA had talked about FIFA crossplay. We know about Rocket League, as Fastback also brought up. But even if without crossplay, cross progression should be something. Being able to I might have to buy Madden on the PS4 and the Xbox One. Okay, I might have to do that, but at least I can run my league on both.
Right. Yep. No, honestly, with those types of games, with your FIFA, Madden, I mean, even Forza, could go to. I think all those games could go to almost like that games as a service model, that evolving, not buying the next iteration like Madden 17, 18, 19, but kind of, you get yourself a Madden Pass or whatever, and or whatever it takes, like I don't know what, $50 a year subscription, and then bam, you have your Madden, and you never buy, you never buy another disc. They just keep you updated.
Yeah,
runs year long.
I mean, it's already in the business software arena. Office 365, Adobe, it's all subscription based. You always have the latest, as long as you pay every year. Otherwise, poof, you don't have nothing.
Yep, this is true. Subscription to Microsoft. Microsoft knows subscriptions more than anybody. It's not just Xbox Live, it's Office 365. Some of you guys in the computer world don't know this, but you can actually get a subscription to Microsoft Windows now.
Right.
So,
yep.
So anyway, I think we're all in agreement. I don't think crossplay, for better or for worse, I don't think it moves the needle any. I don't think it matters right now. I haven't seen. Has anybody seen a large migration of people, running out and buying? I guess we'll find out. You know what? June's NPDs, July's NPDs. We'll find out if people are running out and buying Xboxes because they're mad at Sony over this. My bet is
nope.
Probably people who did already own Xboxes.
Now,
and play their Fortnite on that one, potentially.
yeah.
So you don't see a hardware needle move.
No, now my friend John Meadows from the Gamers Lounge, good show by the way. Now that we're on Friday nights, we were auto hosting the Gamers Lounge podcast, and we'd what's that word on TV for TV when you take over? Preempt. Thank you. We would preempt them with our show, and they actually have a good show. Now they can. Now you guys, you people can check out their show on our channel, and they can check out our show. They should be watching our show right now on their channel. So we're opening up a new audience. But
Should be in the chat.
I know. But John said he anecdotally, of course, knows a few people who have. So I don't think this is. I would be really surprised if this began to make Xbox outsell the PS4. I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think this makes that happen.
No.
So.
And we don't know hardware numbers for Microsoft anyway, so we don't know.
Well, right. Right. So. All right. Nate, you still awake?
Yep, still here.
Anything else you would like to?
No, I'm good.
How's the grind going?
That grind is real.
He's playing Sea of Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, I'm watching the basketball game.
Oh, okay.
But and
All the
listening
things-
at the same time.
All the things
When
more
it comes to
important
this
in our
whole-
show.
When it comes to this PlayStation thing, it just. I mean, I don't like anybody who just beats around the bush. I respect people. Just the same with Call of Duty. If they would have came out and said our campaign sucked this year, please buy our game, I honestly would have bought it just because they did that.
All right. Hey, you know what?
I just like
respect
honesty.
I respect that.
Nothing wrong with that.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, so let's switch gears.
Gears?
Gears. Yeah.
Coalition? No.
So we have the games of the month coming out for Xbox and PlayStation. So
Yeah.
we're going to start off with the PS Plus games for July. And it's a good month. It's a good month for both.
Jason. It's missing.
It's kind of quick to be on the free list, isn't it, for Absolver? That hasn't been out all that long, has it?
No. But Absolver intrigues me. I like those kind of melee combat games.
Mm-hmm. Are there any cliffs I can kick anybody off of?
No.
Ah.
And you cannot teabag them as they're going down. So that is those are the two games for the PS Plus. Heavy Rain was a really cool game, and of course is not the prequel, but the precursor to Detroit, and if you've missed out on it last generation, it's a good game to pick up and run through, especially if you liked Detroit. So
Yeah, Heavy Rain was a fantastic game. It's kind of the reason why I bought my PS3. And then I sold it to my wife, like, oh, but then we have it has Wi-Fi and we can watch Netflix in the bedroom. There you go.
Ta-da.
yeah,
Ta-da.
ta-da. Yes, and she bought that, didn't she?
She did.
Good man.
So yeah, fantastic game. I don't know how much replay value it has though.
It doesn't.
It's
But-
been a while, but a lot of things will be familiar.
So well, but now it's free if you have PS Plus.
It is free. Yeah.
So Absolver came out last August
Okay.
29th, 2017.
Oh, okay. So it's a year old then.
It's a year old. Um, and it's one of the Devolver Digital games. Now it is, if I remember correctly, it is coming out, if it hasn't already, on Xbox One. I'm not sure if it released yet, but one of the things that intrigued me about this game is that it's not like Jade Empire as much, but it's got that it's a martial art fighter, which I like more than guns and weapons. Like, you obviously saw weapons, but I like the ability to create my own style and just use it to beat the crap out of somebody. I would go Chuck Norris all day long.
Cool.
So
Yeah, I like a melee combat game. I mean, obviously, I got hung up on For Honor for quite a bit. I really do need to get back into that and check out all the new stuff. But
what?
No, that's what he would do. Remember? Oh, when you push people over
Oh, right.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes, you should get back into it. Report back to us the good stuff in the new update.
Yeah, I'm afraid though I'm going to get into it and just get my butt whooped by all the people that have been continuing to play it.
Oh. All right, so there are your free games for PS Plus. Now we're going to switch over and see July's Xbox Games with Gold. God, they need new music.
Hi, Xbox fans. Get ready for the Games with
I don't like
Gold
making
July
voice.
lineup. As always, all 4 games are playable and acquirable on Xbox One and free to those with an active Xbox Live Gold subscription. Starting July 1st is Assault Android Cactus. Play as Android Cop Constable Cactus or 9 other characters as you blast a bevy of baddies to protect a spaceship in distress. This thrilling twin-stick shooter with a tight storyline, non-stop bullet play, and beautiful visuals really ramps up the action in multiplayer and will leave you breathless in this Xbox One X enhanced game. Then come back on July 16th and prepare to test your mind in Death Squared. Cooperation, communication, and robot explosions are the name of the game in this crafty puzzler. Solve 80 unique puzzles that range from simply beginner to utterly brutal. Fantastic narration, inventive levels, and 4-player multiplayer really sets this game apart. On the Xbox 360 July 1st, step into the ring.
Is that
and
online
test your
multiplayer for
mettle
Death
in
Squared?
Virtua Fighter 5
believe so.
Final Showdown. This definitive version of the series includes 17 of your favorite fighters and an overhauled fighting mechanic that delivers adrenaline-pumping action. Battle your way to the top and prove that you are the ultimate warrior.
You win.
Finally, on July 16th, return to the iconic
That's probably your
role of
showpiece
Sam
right there,
Fisher
actually.
in Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction. Now a fugitive
Hey,
from the
Jack.
government, you'll need to stealthily take out multiple targets at once, obtain high-tech gadgets, and use the surrounding environment to your advantage in this thrilling action-adventure title. To redeem the title,
Was this the-
click
the
on the
latest
gold area on
Splinter
your
Cell?
Xbox One, your Xbox 360, or even
last
on
one
the
they,
web at xbox.com/games with gold. Your new games will automatically appear in the ready-to-install section of your Xbox One. With Xbox Live Gold, you are part of the world's premier gaming community.
Thanks.
You know, every time One-Eyed Jack comes into the,
Can I unmute
into the
now?
chat. Yes, every time One-Eyed Jack comes into the chat room, I hear Barbossa's voice from Pirates. You know, Jeffrey Rush. You're like Jack, Jack.
Nice.
Jeffrey
yeah,
Rush is-
So
Yeah, go ahead.
Assault Android's Cactus and the Virtua Fighter 5 are now available for free on Xbox Live.
I'm downloading them both. Android Assault on the PS4 was awesome. If you had not played that game before, I did. That is a great game.
Cool.
Assault Android. I'm sorry. Android Assault was actually a Sega CD game. Assault
Right.
Android. I'm sorry. Assault Android. It was really, really good. And Virtua Fighter is just Virtua Fighter. I mean, Assault Android Cactus is a great twin stick shooter. So, I'm curious as to what's different in Cactus. So, since it's free,
Prickly.
I'll play it again.
It's more
Say it's
more
spiky.
prickly,
Right.
Could be
spiky.
Spiky.
A swatter.
So,
Um, the,
yes. Go ahead.
I said this one might be something I would play. I think I might be able to get the missus interested in this because we do puzzle games sometimes together and co-op stuff like that. So if it's a little less stressful than Overcooked was a bit much for her. So hopefully that'll be something we can do.
Did you ever get her into Lovers in Dangerous Space Time?
She would not.
Really?
Would not at all.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a sport with a good bunch of stuff like Power Star Golf. We played quite a bit of. We still play Hexic 2 and or Carcassonne, the tabletop type game. We still do that on the regular, but yeah, would not touch for anything.
Wow. Okay.
That game desperately needs online, but it'll probably never get it.
No, I think they're I don't even know what the developer's doing at this point. So, I mean, I don't know. This one doesn't. This one's not grabbing me. I don't know why. Like Laser League grabbed me. This one doesn't. I don't know. Seems. Can't put my finger on what I'm not grabbing about this.
Yeah, I like those types of games though, like going back to like Intelligent Cube on the PS1 and all that.
It could be.
And maybe once you play it, it's like addictive. Like Cluster Truck. Stupid game, but once you start, it's like, I couldn't stop playing.
Right.
Yeah. It could be like a Laser League Bomberman kind of thing. Where you just it's hard to tell without playing it.
I played some of that Laser League since they've done the update and added the new. There's a third modifier now to all the different class abilities.
Oh, you were telling us, yeah. I have not played it yet.
It's nice. It adds a little more customization, a little more variability to each match. You can't necessarily count on, seeing like when you see a class, there's just one more thing that it might be able to do. So.
Gotcha. I got to get back and play that a little more.
Yeah, I still get back into it when I have not enough time to do anything else.
Right. Now, Virtua Fighter 5. I mean, that's Virtua Fighter is my jam, so that's a no-brainer for me. Looks gorgeous. I am more in tune as a Virtua Fighter player than I am anybody else. Damn the 6 buttons. I'm good with 3.
Right.
So, and then Splinter Cell Conviction. What do you say? I mean, you're right. That's probably the showpiece for the whole set. I mean, I'm trying to think if I'm looking it up now. So Blacklist was 2013. Conviction was 2010. So this is the one before Blacklist.
Right.
So Blacklist was the latest. So
Okay.
I
I'm
remember
wondering which one I don't have.
Blacklist was the one where I think that's the one where he was bald. Is that the one he was balding? Like he
could be.
I'm trying to remember too which one did not have Michael Ironside in it. I can't remember which one did not have Michael Ironside.
I never
The
played
last one, I think.
That would have been Blacklist.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, I'm
Which
doing
one I
that right
played.
now.
Who's going to be faster?
Special. Let's see.
It does not say.
Conviction. Let me see if I played it. Oh, yeah, I played Conviction.
Okay.
I have Chivos, so.
You know what? IMDb will tell us. That's where I'm at now.
I wish they had Blacklist, though.
Okay,
I have not played Blacklist.
Michael Ironside was in Conviction.
Okay.
He was not in Blacklist. Eric Johnson took that, and then of course, he's back for the Ghost Recon piece. But yeah, so it was Eric Johnson that. So we're getting Michael Ironside here, which is good.
Oh, that's co-op. And co-op with Chivos.
Ah.
So definitely milking those.
All right, so those are your PS Plus and Games with Gold games for July. And just as a quick side note, if you are a Game Pass person, you are getting Vermintide 2,
Mm-hmm.
which is
On
another
release date.
on release
I'm
date.
excited
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Third party first day.
Yeah.
I heard
we played the first one.
if you're a fan of Left 4 Dead, you'll like it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bomber Crew, Fallout 3, which was what started it all, as far as the first person
Modern Fallouts.
modern Fallout, Oblivion, which was awesome, Shadow Complex, Dirt 4, Abzu, which was actually decent. It wasn't much to it as far as
It's a swimming simulator.
yeah, it was a swimming simulator, but it was decent. Zombie,
No, I didn't hate it.
I didn't either. Zombie Army Trilogy, which I never played, now I'm going to get a chance to, and Human Fall
Yeah, that's
Flat.
fun.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite excited for Bomber Crew. I've been watching that in development, and it looks like the kind of fun little sim thing that I could, burn some time with.
Yeah, most definitely. And Vermintide was really good. Vermintide 2 I expect to be even better.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just as an aside, something that that we saw that could be coming to PlayStation Now, which I think is in response to Game Pass, is there's a rumor that you may actually begin to start being able to download these games rather than stream them. So if that happens, PlayStation Now will also kind of slide into being a bit like Game Pass. I was thinking about this though, and the only question that I have is how with which games would that work? It seems like it would only work with PS4 games, because the whole idea was that you did this because you couldn't emulate the PS3 or the PS2 for that matter.
Yeah, good point.
They redid those games, so I would imagine that it would only be PS4 games. Now, that's not the worst thing in the world, because if they start putting their older PS4 games on PS now you've got something that is at least comparable a bit to Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be good for PlayStation owners. It'd certainly be good if that happened. That would be something that I would then consider subscribing to, because that just opens me up for more games. I'm at the stage now where I am very much a proponent of subscription-based gaming. I'm all in.
Oh, yeah.
If Ubisoft came out and did it, and Activision came out and did it, I'm all in. I would do that rather than, and if that meant waiting a few months to get the Crew 2 or something like that, I would wait a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. Yeah. So, I'm still an active EA Access member, even though I don't play a lot of EA games. But when I
call you up and saying, like, let's play FIFA, you'll be ready in, I don't know, half an hour.
Exactly. So.
Oh, has anyone, speaking of ready in a half hour, has anyone messed with, because I know some of you are on preview, I'm on the skip ahead preview, and I had a chance to use when I got near, I had a chance to use the fast start option. I believe that applied to it, because it was ready to go so fast.
Yeah.
Like, it was ridiculous. And there was something else I got from Game Pass, I can't remember what, and at 25%, I was playing it. With that whole, like, they kind of mentioned it at E3, the fast, what do they call it, fast start or smart start.
Yeah.
It looks pretty slick. From my experience with it thus far, anyway.
Sweet.
Yeah, I have not tried it.
Yeah, that'll be nice when it hits for everybody, because like I said, both of those games I was going at 25%. I could start playing.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I think it's just because it's optimizing what it puts on.
That's pretty cool. So, okay. Moving along. I'm gonna move along real quick. Interesting news that came out actually this week, and I'm gonna bring her picture up.
Scarlet?
No, I would like. So Amy Hennig Amy Hennig is out at EA. She's leaving EA. The Star Wars game she was working on with them is now on hold, and she's going off to create her own company. So,
If you can join them, beat them.
you're right. So, it's and the question is we're not. She hasn't been with EA since January.
Yeah.
She's gone 6 months without saying a word, and so they shelved the Star Wars project as a result. Now the Respawn Star Wars game is still on, but whatever had come down the pike that from the Visceral Games shutdown in October is now on the shelf. So that game is probably dead. So
Yeah, what Fastback says, Xbox needs to pick her up.
yeah, but I don't know that they necessarily need to pick her up as much as maybe just make sure that whatever game she's working on with whatever development company she's creating, that their Xbox as well as PS4, Switch, and PC.
Right.
Sure.
I was looking around to see if what the studio name was, but I hadn't seen what the actual name was yet. So, but what I do see is she expects to field the staff around 6 to 8, and will continue with an as yet unannounced project. She's been consulting with VR companies, and so she could be working on that too. Yeah, so that's that was very interesting development, and to not know she had been gone for 6 months, that's that's nuts. So, but they don't have anything going. There's nothing that her studio's announced. We still don't even know what her studio name is yet. She's still kind of putting it together.
Yeah, I mean, that whole VR thing, kind of makes me less interested. But whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I'm sure story wise will be a good game whenever she gets to whatever she's working on.
Right.
Whenever she announces it, anyway. So that just was just a shock. I mean, she's very sought after. There's a reason she went to, she's kind of a reason she went to EA was to go was to go be part of this, and then all of a sudden she's gone. And by the way, so's the Star Wars game she was working on. So what the hell? That's the killer part. What happened? Where was that fallout happening? I don't know. Was it a difference of opinion? Was it what was it?
Pretty good question.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, where's Jason Schreier when you need him? Oh, it's not an Xbox game that fell apart, so he's not involved. My bad.
Oh my goodness! This is why we have you. This is why we have you for this.
Yep.
It's keeping it real.
Keeping it
100. Keeping
it 100.
I'm just saying, that guy's on top of every Xbox cancellation. Where's he at with this kind of stuff? Not to be found.
This is true. So anyway, to the other one, I'm trying to find a good picture of him, and I haven't yet. The only one I've got to be close is him with a bear thingy on his head, so I really don't want that. Yeah, I'm not even sure if this is him, so I don't want to put his picture up. So, Naughty Dog's senior artist, Rogelio Ogun, joins 343 Industries.
Yay.
So,
Hmm.
yeah. So he's coming along to work on,
Halo Infinite, most likely.
Yes, that's exactly what they said he was going to work on, and so that was also another. So it's really funny because we've seen all of these moves, and a lot of those moves have happened back and forth between those two. Like I don't if you guys remember Korean Yu, who was one of the principal engine architects at 343i, moved over to Naughty Dog. So now my 343i gets one back. It's like a player to be named later, and they finally got
Right.
their player to be named later. So, so we don't, that's not wasn't as big a move as Amy Hennig leaving EA, but something that certainly happened. So I don't know. I don't know if I don't know what it means. Other than we have somebody who is, tried and true at Naughty Dog, working on Halo Infinite. Can't be a bad thing. So.
Nope, we'll take it.
Yeah, and the other rumor about the Halo musician that went to Bungie, and then he got axed, and now he might be going back to
Yay.
music for Halo. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I should know this.
Oh my
Hey.
God.
Come on, chat room. We need
Come on,
you.
where are you guys?
I don't know this one.
Oh my God, what the hell is his name? Martin O'Donnell.
Yes, that's correct.
Martin
Yeah.
O'Donnell. Oh my God, we're gonna get He's gonna get. It would be awesome if he went back.
Yeah, it would be amazing if he was involved with Halo Infinite. Man, I tell you, just the thought of being back in a proper Halo ring open world. Oh man, let's stop there.
Let's stop at open world.
No. I think it's going to be a great shift in the look. If God of War can reboot like that, Halo can reboot too.
God of War's not open world though.
So you see Master Chief with a katana head on his belt, running around.
Right.
Exactly.
So if you give it to me like Rise of the Tomb Raider, I'll take that. But God of War was still linear. God of War was still pretty linear.
Yeah, but I'm talking about it was a big change for the series.
It was.
And I think Halo could use that kind of shake-up.
It was. All right, so cool. All right, so let's get to. I have to move from Grandpa's Halo. No, I don't. I did. That's just it. I'm the one who defended Halo when all the other people went, "It's not Halo anymore." I'm like, well, yes, of course it's not Halo. That's because it's the 21st century. Get with it. And then those same people said, "Why is Gears of War just the same old Gears of War?" Make up your fucking minds. It's either
There's some
Gears.
truth.
It's either you want new or you want old. Don't say you want new here and then say, well, this is too new.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So
People are such a violence.
I'm on board with a Halo upgrade. I don't want an open world Halo. I can't. I don't think I could survive a Witcher 3 style open world Halo. I threw Witcher 3 in there for you.
Side note, Witcher 3. Side note, does anybody try Captain Spirit yet?
What?
Has anybody tried Captain Spirit yet?
No, not yet.
Spirit? No.
I hear it's pretty good. I hear it's pretty like a gut punch. I hear it's a pretty good emotional ride for a short little thing. And it's Don't Nod, and I love everything they've done. Everything. So I have it, obviously because it was free, but I haven't. Between Sea of Thieves and Automata, I haven't done it yet.
I haven't either. I have been literally stuck on Super Mega Baseball.
Sure.
A completely underrated game.
You close yourself
underrated
completely off from the rest of the world. We're like in a party and stuff. It's like, oh, Sting is online. Okay, party's open.
It's true.
crickets. Like,
Nobody,
man,
nobody invites me.
the party's always open.
Nobody invites me to the party anymore. Everybody's off playing their own stuff, and
No, I always invited you.
No, you don't. I haven't gotten an invite from you in days.
Monkey.
Days. Of course, I have spent a couple of nights sleeping on the couch, but that's totally not here nor there.
Holy crap!
Super Mega Baseball is a great game.
You could connect adapters worth driving 75 miles for.
What?
There's actually a GameStop that's an hour away from my house that has a Connect adapter.
Go get it. Go get it.
I'm like, oh my god.
Go get it. Because then you could do your then you don't need your laptop. You can
Road
be
trip.
on you. That's right. You could be on the podcast from your Xbox.
That's true.
Anyway, where was I? You got sidetracked.
Sorry.
Oh yeah,
Cut you
Super
off.
Mega Baseball. All right, let's move over and finish up with the Retro Rec. Now this is a good one.
Number 49.
Number 49.
We're gonna have to make 50 big then.
Yeah, I got a somewhat special title lined up for 50, and actually one of the reasons I'm holding it for 50 was because I want to. It's one that I need to put a little more time into getting footage on, because it's not something you can just kind of fire up and play.
All right. Well, hang on.
It's complicated, so it's not a PGR.
Yeah, it's not a shmup or anything.
All right. All right. Well, let's get this party started.
Ow!
That's gotta be the most chill racer ever. Except for the horrific crash.
Right. All right. Let's rock and roll. Wait, what? Why is it? Hang on a second.
Mhm.
It is. Why is it downloading? It doesn't need to download. Hold, please.
Stand by.
Your call is very important to us.
Stand by for Titanfall.
It's always a lie.
Yeah.
Is this Ninja Gaiden Black in the dark?
Negative.
No, it is. Hold on, I'm trying to. All right, while we're waiting for this, so I'll give you the background on why this is big giant fail. So I download this. I might download it again. I download this upstairs on my upstairs machine. I have here it goes. All right, sorry.
Oh, no worries.
I have this stuff on my OneDrive that syncs with all my machines, and for some reason it didn't sync down. So I apologize.
No worries.
All right, here we go. Let me know when it's ready.
Yeah, go ahead and hit it. So, okay, 49th Retro Rec. We're going to head back to 1993 in the Super Nintendo Entertainment System with the Star Fox, released in Europe as Star Wing. Developed and published by Argonaut Games and Nintendo Entertainment Analysis and Development. Argonaut Games was founded in 1982 in London. 84 saw their first game, Skyline Attack, on the Commodore 64. 86, they created Starglider, a 3D game on the Amiga and Atari ST. their early relationship with Nintendo included revealing a way around the Game Boy copy protection to Nintendo, which kind of got them in. Most notable for co-developing Star Fox and the Super FX chip. They produced games for PC and consoles through the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox era until they went defunct in 2004 due to a lack of constant stream of publishing deals. Co-developed with Nintendo Entertainment Analysis and Development, or Nintendo EAD. They were founded in 1983, and they were the largest division in Nintendo until 2015, when they merged with Nintendo Software Planning and Development. They were managed by the legendary Shigeru Miyamoto, best known for Donkey Kong, Legend of Zelda, F-Zero, Mario, and of course Star Fox. The gameplay is a single-player, 3D, third and first-person perspective rail shooter / shoot 'em up. Players control an R-wing starfighter through various environments while evading environmental hazards and destroying attackers. I've always loved the music in this game. It's just got really great music. Power-ups placed throughout the kind of hidden throughout the environment allow the player to upgrade firepower, gather super bombs, or make repairs to the ship or its shields. Here we have one of the kind of hidden power-ups. If you follow Slippy Toad through those first couple arches and continue through that last one, then you get the Twin Blaster power-up, which is a nice thing to get early. There are some pretty serious differentiators between this game and your kind of normal rail shoot 'em ups. The Star Fox, well, most rail shooters, you don't really have control much over the movement. It's or the pace of progression. It kind of just ride along on the rail. This one does give you the option for a brief boost or brake, which comes into play for dodging fire or environmental hazards. Also, in most standard side-scrolling shooters or top-down scrolling, any kind of hit or collision equals instant destruction. This features a shield meter representing damage that can be absorbed before you get destroyed. It also features limited directional damage detection because as you take hits to one wing or the other, you can bust off a piece of the wing, preventing the full weapon upgrades and also affecting the craft's mobility of how it feels. So that's pretty cool, especially for the day. Most shooters have a difficulty selection that affects maybe like your number of lives or continues or the numbers or aggressiveness of enemies. The difficulty in Star Fox is chosen a little bit differently. When you start the game, there's 3 different routes through the system you can take. So each one is its own difficulty level. So your difficulty has separate stages. So you'll see stages in the second difficulty level that you wouldn't in the first. The first and last stage, Corneria here and Venom, the planet of General Andross, the villain. Those are in both of the paths, of course, but they're different depending on the difficulty level you choose. Here we see it shifting into that first-person perspective I talked about, and you get the little heads-up display in the HUD, so you can kind of get a picture of your tilt on the plane. Also, you'll see it spin when we do a barrel roll, which can actually be used to deflect incoming fire too, which is a handy thing. With the sound, you can hear the ping when you deflect off with a roll. You have 3 NPC wingmen who, of course, are kind of famous that accompany the protagonist Fox through the game. At scripted moments in the gameplay, they will come under attack and call out for help, and if you can blast the baddie that's after them, then you prevent them from taking damage, and they'll give you a little thanks. As they take damage, that's permanent. There's no getting that back to their shields, and if they end up getting destroyed, they're gone for the rest of the game. That affects your score, which can go towards extra credits or lives. So keeping them alive is an important thing to keep your score climbing. They can't take damage from your shots, but they will complain if you shoot them, so that's always fun. And but it's become kind of a meme in some of their lines, like do a barrel roll and things like that.
Hey, we know a guy like that.
Yes, we do.
Sorry.
No worries. some development notes include that the Argonaut games, they produced they prototype a game called NES Glider, which was based on their previous Star Glider game we mentioned before on the Amiga, and they were talking to Nintendo about that and said, "Hey, we're not going to be able to do anything better 3D on the Super NES unless we can maybe make some custom hardware or something to help it out, because it just isn't going to be able to do it." So Nintendo shocked them by saying, "Yeah, go for it," and they started the development of the Super FX chip. I believe that that actually became the first 3D graphics accelerator in any kind of consumer product, because it predates in 1993 any of the 3D effects cards or things you would see in PC gaming in '95, I want to say. So so that's kind of a neat thing, a milestone in gaming. There was the first 3D graphic accelerator in any kind of consumer product. It was actually the chip. The Super FX chip is actually so much more powerful than the Super Nintendo's processor that the developers joked that the SNES was just a box to hold the chip. As far as the development goes, legendary developer Miyamoto actually created and photographed puppets for the game's box art. If you ever take a look at the box art, that's an actual puppet created and designed by Miyamoto for the art there, which is kind of a cool touch. Because he's a fan of the old English puppet dramas like Thunderbirds, and he wanted that kind of aesthetic for the game. The game was a critical and commercial success. It had sold over 4 million copies of the game worldwide by 1998. And I know that sounds crazy when we talk about, State of Decay hitting 3 million already, but in that time, 4 million was a big game. Star Fox was awarded the best shooter of 1993 by Electronic Gaming Monthly. Electronic Gaming Monthly also gave it the 115th spot of their greatest 200 video games of their time. Nintendo Power put it as the 82nd best game made on a Nintendo system of all time in their top 200 list. And Next Gen Magazine pointed out Star Fox as helping pioneer the use of 3D video game graphics with the Super FX chip. It really was, in its day, something kind of crazy. Because if you remember, one of my earlier retro recs was F-22 Interceptor on the Genesis, which is a game that I love dearly, but and it's only a year or two older than this game, if I remember correctly. But a world of difference in performance. The frame rate on Star Fox, while by today's standards is still a little bit rough, just kind of blows the Interceptor game right out of the water. So it was kind of a pretty big advancement. At this point, it's relatively, available. It's a pretty big game, so there are a lot of cartridges out there. When I was writing up the notes, took a look on eBay. There are a lot of listings for $20 or less. The Amazon listings were really, really weird. They didn't have hardly any listings for it. I did have one for a special rare vintage copy of Star Fox that didn't seem to be special in any way for over $100. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But if you're looking for not a loose cartridge, it is also available on the recently released Super Nintendo Mini Classic console, along with the sequel. So that is this week's retro recommendation. If you have a Super Nintendo, it's definitely worth getting for its historical value. It's a fun game to play too. It's a pretty good shoot 'em up. I actually, when I was filming it, I only went so far, but then I had to finish playing out the rest of that playthrough so I could complete the game. It's a pretty solid game. So that is why it is our 49th retro recommendation.
Nice. And, you're right in that it really did usher in a this new thing of 3D graphics on these consoles, because shortly after that, Sega came along with a chip of their own, that they put into a copy of their copy of Virtual Racing to try to compete with that.
Mhm.
And so then that ushered in, the Sega CD, which did that stuff, in the hardware, and then everything started to take off from there. But Star Fox and F-Zero were the pioneers.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a historic game, and it's interesting too because it was almost like a tiny bit of lightning in a bottle because there were other Super FX games. Stunt Race FX comes to mind, and I'm pretty sure I have that cartridge too still. But it might have been a bit ambitious. I don't know if any of you ever played that one, but is almost like a race driving thing with the driving game in and out of car, all 3D polygons, and the frame rate was ridiculously bad. Like, like I can't believe it's actually a cartridge. But it's just another FX chip cartridge I wanted to have. But yeah, no, I'm a big fan of the game, and of course, Star Fox became a franchise. I don't know if. I mean, I don't know if you can consider it the biggest. Obviously it's not like a Mario or a Zelda or maybe even a Metroid, but Star Fox has been around, been a lot of things and cameos and stuff, and it's had a couple of hits or misses with games. But yeah. I think people would take a good modern Star Fox. I think there's still a Star Fox fan base out there.
Oh, I think they're gonna get one. I think you're gonna get it. I think the Switch is ripe for it. Star Fox was extremely popular, and I think the next one after that was Star Fox 64. So that was in that, you put that in the Nintendo 64 library, and it was killer.
Yep.
So yeah, good retro rec.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, all right, so that really
He's the star of the show.
Yeah, it always is. So.
Star Fox. Yeah.
It's the star. I got it.
I don't like it.
No, sir.
Okay. He's the worst part of the show. Get him out of here.
Sir.
Yeah.
I don't like it. All right. I think we've covered everything for today. We're gonna wrap up and get out of here with a nice 90-minute show. Leisure Suit Larry. One-Eyed Jack was bringing up Leisure Suit Larry. Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
I got the whole collection.
Lubbers. That was my favorite part of the first one. So he goes into the grocery store to buy condoms. Lubbers?
Yeah.
The guy behind the counter. All right, so and he's bringing up.
I'm not drunk, Ossifer.
Right, Ossifer. Space Quest, Police Quest, King's Quest. Yeah.
Cooper mentioned the Star Fox edition to Starlink. Their Toys to Life game that they showed at E3. That R-Wing, I wouldn't mind having that on my desk at work, honestly. The toy R-Wing there, that looked pretty good.
I'm sure you could find one.
Yeah.
Probably could have found one at Toys R Us, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
Finally grew up.
Well, it's like, I was thinking about it today. I was trying to find a picture of the game slips, because that was me. Here I am. I'm looking at my Atari 2600 box art, and then because the box art was such a big thing then, because kind of set your whole image for what the game was. Because when you're actually looking at it, it's just squares.
Right.
But yeah, I'm looking at the box art for Yar's Revenge. And I'm like, yes, this is what I have to have, and grab the piece of paper and run up to the cage, and But I tried to Google foo some a picture of one of those slips, the actual from that particular era. And it seems impossible. I was not able to do that. And then I thought, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense, because back then people would have to have a film camera and be taking a picture of the shelf for some reason or whatever. Just probably not all that likely.
Yeah. All right. I think this is going to be it. Anybody else got anything before we roll out? Nathan?
I'm gonna go get drunk on grog.
There you go.
Broadtastic.
All right. Oh yeah, you guys had an idea. You and Juan, Peter. You guys had an idea for doing one of these as a
Yeah.
voyage.
I think that'd be so fun. I really think we should do a show from a ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just do it from it doesn't have to necessarily be this format because that'd be tough to do. But we'll just do it as a stream, maybe from your stream.
What we would do is
Chat.
We'd use don't mind us. We'd use this format that we use for the live shows, and instead of having our stuff down here, we wouldn't have any of our windows here. We'd just be all up in here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We could do it. We could make it happen.
I think that'd be fun though. Just a bullshit and do a voyage or something.
All right,
Live from the party boat.
Live from the party boat. Boats and hoes. Or in this case, it would be boats and wenches.
Right.
I gotta have me my boats and wenches. All right. So, welcome to Friday nights, guys. Unfortunately, Coop and Fast, you guys moved to Thursdays, which means we couldn't have that great 1-2 punch of dynamic duo podcasts. Damn it. So, but since I do know you guys podcasting on Friday nights, now you won't have any excuses not to be on the show yourself.
Yeah, you guys come on for sure.
So, don't forget to check out WDFC on Thursday nights. Actually, it's Thursday evenings, like early evenings at 6 p.m. And it's it's our family right there. So,
right.
And of course, our folks over at the Inner Circle. If you have not been checking out Sam Tolbert's E3 coverage, you are missing out. Go check that stuff out, man.
Yeah, so good.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So, everybody, man, you guys have a great weekend. We'll be on gaming.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Sunday night, we just chillax and play.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's some streaming.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And
Short Pause now goes live on Saturdays, so you can get a great send off from us, and check them out. And Sunday night we'll be gaming.
Thanks, Doom.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you, Doom. Glad you could be with us, Doom. I'm glad. I hope if this chime change makes it easier for people to check us out, that's a great thing. So.
Tell your friends. Tell your moms.
Yes, get them to watch. Even if they don't like video games, just tell them, hey, check it out.
Tell your friends' moms.
Right.
Oh gosh, sure.
This is a Seinfeld of gamers.
That's right. We don't even know what we're doing.
No.
Everybody else has a list of things before. I just like, hey, so yeah, an hour before, I'm like, hey, let's just talk about this.
That works.
So it does. All right, guys, let's
right.
get out of here. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Friday night at 10 p.m. here on the NLG Show. Play on, gamers.
Game on.